as I rode by the crowd of Indians. They yelled out, "Get out of here, white trash. Get off of our land, honky. I raped your mother last night, honky. I'm gonna come kick your ass, honky. You piece of shit, white trash, honky." And they yelled out their profanity and their racial slurs and attacked me and criticized me. And this was just another day in my life of living on the Indian reservation, where they constantly beat us and abused us and attacked us and called us names physically, mentally, emotionally. The list goes on what took place. And well into my 20s, I hated any and all Indians, and all I had to do was see an Indian, and I wanted to beat and abuse them and attack and crucify them because of the hatred and the anger and the pain and the sadness that I felt deep inside of me. I bring this up in relation to the racism that I see in society today. It's beyond racism, it's into sexism and in all areas, but today I want to speak specifically about the racism issue, and especially in light of what's going on in Missouri and these things that are going on between the battle of the races, us against them, them against us, and just the attacks and the never-ending war of anger and hatred and abuse that's not working. It is not working. It's no longer of service. It maybe has never been of service to any of us. So the white man has abused everybody, and everyone's abused everybody, and the white man's just as guilty as anybody, if not more, of abusing other races. So I have no justification for my ancestors, for anybody who's ever been racist, including myself. I was racist against the Indians in response to their racism to me as a child. My call to you, everybody out there, war. And the only way to end the war with us is to, we are all things, and as long as we tell ourselves we are the primary race or the best race or the anything like that, and that we are victims of racism, we believe ourselves to be victims, and we think that somehow attacking back is going to solve them, carries on. The abuse carries on, and the cycle repeats, and it never ends if we don't end it. So the bottom line is, you're either going to take responsibility and end it, or you're going to continue on attacking and blaming and criticizing and waiting for someone else to change. It's not going to change unless you change it. So I did the work, and I learned to love Indians. I was later adopted into the Native American tribe and participated in their ceremony and came to love them so incredibly deeply. And I mean, racism was taught to me beyond what happened in my childhood with the Native Americans. Later on, I was taught, specifically taught by a religious group that I was a part of as a child, to hate and judge African Americans and other races and all kinds of stuff. And through my adult life, I've chosen to address that issue and learn to be a space of love. So I don't care if you're Christian, Buddhist, I don't care what your background is of any kind. If you stand for right, if you stand for truth, if you stand for light and goodness and love and anything that is good, stop the hatred. Address your own anger and your sadness and your pain. Take responsibility for it. Do what it takes to heal and move through that, so that you can quit perpetrating on your brothers and sisters, so that we can end the war with ourselves, end the war of the sexes, end the war of the races and the religions and the nationalities, and come to a place of peace within ourselves and utilize that freed up energy to create goodness in the world instead of continuing to perpetrate the same old drama and chaos and destruction that our egos have been playing out for generations upon generations. End it. End it. End it. Please. I'll do my part. Will you do yours?